What's up, guys? How are you? Welcome into a Monday morning edition of the Daily Juice Podcast. My name is Matt Perrault, host of this podcast every single morning here on BettingPros.com. You can follow me on Twitter at SportsTalkMatt. We are always here thanks to our friends at BetMGM. Okay, so let's recap a pretty good day for us yesterday. And thanks to you guys who on my Twitter account at SportsTalkMatt, Dan Harris and I kind of went back and forth a little bit with a little bit of a running joke because somebody said, hey, Matt, wait a minute. You talked about the over for the Penguins and the Isles a lot last night, and I did. And that 5 is going to come back up again here today for the podcast, but you said, hey, bet it, and you just didn't make it official yet. You were going to. I didn't actually make it official, but the vast majority of you guys did listen and you bet it. So we went 1-1 on that, but because of that addition, we went 4-2 overall yesterday. We had 1 half unit wrong, Penguins money line, and then we got John Collins 15.5. He scored 15 in the first half and then sat down. So we lost on the hook. That was a bummer. Valahunas gets his player prop right, so Jonas gets it there, and so we went 1-1 on player props. We went 2-0 in the NBA. Knicks first half, -7, that got there, even though it should have been 4.5, 5. We bet 7 because the Boston Celtics were playing nobody. And then the Warriors come through with that -5. We covered that, which was really nice. I did not bet the Vegas Golden Knights. That was a smart move because the Wild winds up winning that game. We had 3 games in overtime. The first 3 games of the Cup playoffs went to overtime, and the Dog won all 3 of those. So with that in mind, I'm going to look at totals today here for a couple of hockey games, and I've got a strategy bet going for one of these series that I kind of talked about a little bit yesterday that I'm going to explain a little bit more here as to how we're going to play this coming up for the Avalanche and their series against the St. Louis Blues. I do have one baseball play that we'll get to coming up here as well. So good start, 4-2 up. We won. It was great. I had a couple of personal plays. First half for the Portland Trail Blazers. First half for the Atlanta Hawks. All came through. So overall for me, it was a pretty good day. A 6-2 day yesterday for me personally. The podcast goes 4-2. So that was great. If you guys ever want to see what I'm playing, you can go on the Discord channel, bettingpros.com/chat, or you can go ahead and hit the link, which is literally on the level right below where I'm speaking on YouTube, because this video is on YouTube and this podcast is on YouTube, and you guys can get into the Discord channel. Just search my name at Sports Talk Matt. Just go ahead and search. There's a little like magnifying glass in the top right-hand corner. Just click on that, and whether it be the app or the desktop version of Discord, and just search at Sports Talk Matt, and you will see every post I make. And I always put up my personal card. Not always. I can't say I always do. Let me correct myself. I don't always, but a lot of days I will put up personal plays as to, guys, this is what I'm betting. I'm on this, and there are plays that I don't like enough to make them official. Okay, as I talked about yesterday on the podcast, that it was, I had a pretty good day, and the official plays were awful, but my personal plays were pretty good. And I posted tickets and I posted bets I was making personally, just, those all cashed, and the official plays did not. So really bad day yesterday on the podcast, but a bounce back spot here today or yesterday with a 4-2 mark. So not bad. Okay, you guys know about that offer from BetMGM, that $20. You can use this here for any bet you want today. You bet $20, you're going to win $100 guaranteed using that promo code JUICE100 for us here, using that BetMGM offer. Anytime you sign up for a new account, use that $20 bet, automatically wins $100 in free bets thanks to BetMGM. You can use that tonight for one of our 3 plays in hockey or the one Major League Baseball play that we're going to get into coming up right now. Let's talk about the hockey plays, and let's start with the number 5, all right? Predators, Hurricanes. It's a 5 total. -135 is what I got it, but you've got to shop around. I found this at Circus Sports in Vegas. Shop around if you can and try to find 5. It's a key number, okay? Numbers matter, and the under is, there are tons of trends that are going to point towards the under, okay? Between these two teams, the under is 5-0-1 in the last 6 meetings. The under is 4-0-1 the last 5 meetings between Nashville and Carolina in Carolina. Look at Carolina's 7-1-1 in the last 9 to the under against a team with a winning record. But these are all with 5.5, okay? I just think when you see five or six, we're going to jump on it and we're going to bet 5 over. I'm not telling you that it's going to hit every single time, okay? But this is going to, I don't want to say it's going to be a blind bet for me, but I'm going to bet 5. If you give me a total of 5, I'm going to bet the over pretty much the entire postseason. And again, there's going to be games. There will be a 2-1 game. There's going to be a 1-0 game like like Vegas and Minnesota, which very well could have a total, coming up here for game 2 between Vegas and Minnesota. It won't shock me if it's 2. Or sorry, it's 5 rather, 2. It would be crazy if it was 5, if that's what the total winds up being. So, we're just going to watch this. We got 3 games going here today. Boston, Washington, Nashville, Carolina, and St. Louis and Colorado. And the total for Nashville, Carolina is 5. It wouldn't shock me if maybe there's a book that will hang a 5.5 or a 5 for Boston and Washington, but I'm just going to kind of watch that series. I don't want to lose. Washington could win both games. Something's up with the Bruins that I don't love right now, so I'm going to avoid that first game with Boston and Washington, but I am going to bet the over. Nashville, Carolina, 5. It matters. A lot of times you guys ask me, Matt, I can't find 5. All I can do is find 5.5. Is that okay? No, because the whole philosophy on this bet is that we get to 5, and it's a real good push possibility. It's the same thing with 6. When we see 6s, I'm going to bet 6 and I'm going to bet the over. Books don't like hanging these solid numbers. They like the 5.5. They like the 6.5. 5 and 6 they don't like. When I see 5, I'm firing, okay? And Nashville, Carolina, all numbers point to the under because if it's a 3-2 win for one side or the other or a 4-1 win, we go, and that would have been an under bet, right? At 5.5, that's the under. But for us, it becomes a push. So it matters. That hook really matters. Minus 135, a little bit expensive, I know, but half a unit, Nashville, Carolina, over 5 is what we're betting here. 5 over for minus 135, okay? It is a Monday. That means you guys have picked a bet, the Discord bet, which is 4-4 historically speaking. Bet number 9. So on Sunday nights, I go on the Discord channel, I go on the Discord stage, and we have a conversation. And about 50 people hung out with us last night on a Sunday, and we talked about picks and plays and thoughts people would like. I take the top 3, and then I go ahead and give that to you guys. By the way, Nashville, Carolina is an 8 o'clock Eastern time start. That game on CNBC, by the way. So you guys wanted me to point that out. Nashville, Carolina, 5 o'clock CNBC. So the options were Indians, Angels, first 5 under 4.5. Over St. Louis in Colorado, 5.5. Twins on the run line. White Sox on the run line against the Twins. Yankees run line. And the Yankees Cole strikeout prop against Texas. Those were our picks. The top 3 turned out to be over St. Louis, Colorado, the White Sox, and the Twins run line, and the Yankees run line against the minus 150 against the Rangers. You guys picked St. Louis and Colorado. That is a 10 o'clock Eastern time start on NBC Sports Network. The total is 5.5, minus 115. Okay? You guys bet the over half a unit for St. Louis and Colorado. The numbers for this, pretty good for Colorado, 9-1 in their last 10 playoff games as a favorite to the over. The home team has done pretty well in these matchups between Colorado and St. Louis, 36 and 16. The under is 4-1 the last 5 meetings in Colorado, however. So you might go, I don't know, but the Avalanche have done a pretty good job here at home, have been pretty tough to stop, and been a pretty good team at home. And you look at the way this season series went between these two teams, not that I don't know how much you can really gain from this. So 4-1 the final for the Blues in the last game. Colorado won the series 5-3. The Blues won 5-3, so they won 2 games in a row, but 1 game to the over, 5-3. Avalanche won 4-2. Then 4-3 for the Avalanche, 2-1 for the Avalanche, 3-2 for the Avalanche, 8-0 for the Avalanche, and 4-1 for the Blues in the first meeting. So there's always been scoring. The games have not gone over, have had 5 goals. So we've gotten kind of close, and maybe you get an empty netter or something like that that may get us over. So I don't hate it. I don't hate this bet going over 5.5. I think it's very possible. I think the Colorado Avalanche are going to be really good, and hopefully you get Grubauer to continue to play incredible in net like he did against the Vegas Golden Knights here. And the hope is that St. Louis can get a couple of goals here, 1 or 2, and then you get 4 from Colorado against Binnington, who, look, I get it. He's been a very good goaltender, and these teams are both battle-tested. I just think there's a chance this is going to be a more up-tempo game, a more wide-open game, kind of like what we saw with Pittsburgh in their game against the Islanders, that leads to more scoring, okay? And because of this matchup, I am going to play a little strategy here, all right? You can bet the Colorado Avalanche to sweep the St. Louis Blues at plus 400. I got it at plus 385. I've seen it around plus 400 in that range. I think Colorado is a much better hockey team than St. Louis. So at a quarter unit, this is a strategy play, all right? Quarter unit plus 400, 4-1 odds on this, right? So it's bet a quarter unit and you win a full unit. What the hope is that we get to a game 4 and Colorado's up 3-0, and we have a chance to hedge back and guarantee a profit, and maybe St. Louis rises up and plays really well in game 4 and avoids the sweep, but Colorado goes into that game, and then we can bet back on the St. Louis Blues, okay? So this is a little bit of a strategy play for me because I do think there's a big mismatch between Colorado and St. Louis. Everyone's saying St. Louis is battle-tested. I don't know if I buy that, okay? I'm not really sold on this St. Louis Blues team. They were 15-9-4 on the road. Colorado 22-4-2. I'll be shocked if they lose either one of these 2 games, but this is just a way of kind of, hopefully seeing a win, and I don't want to lay, the big number here, minus 260, 270 on Colorado just to win the game. So it's kind of a strategy play, okay? It's game theory, if you will. So we're playing the over 5.5 for the Avalanche in St. Louis in game 1, and I bet plus 385 on Colorado to sweep the St. Louis Blues to win all 4 games, but the hope is they win 3, and then we can come back and guarantee a profit by hedging off of that and bet St. Louis in game number 4. So that is the strategy. That is what we're going to attempt to do here for a quarter unit. So a half a unit on game on 5.5 over, quarter unit on the Avalanche for the series to sweep the St. Louis Blues. One baseball play to tell you about, and we are going to go back to the White Sox up against J.A. Happ. We bet this before, and it played out. I'm not going to bet the first 5, however. Going to give the White Sox a chance to get to the bullpen a little bit. We're going to go for the full game. It was minus 104 when I bet it. It was 104 on both sides when I bet it from Minnesota and Chicago, and I know there is a little bit of concern here when it comes to what happened yesterday, or 2 days ago rather, for the White Sox when they faced a lefty and things did not go well against Mike Minor. They're back here against a lefty in J.A. Happ. They're pitching Dallas Keuchel against the Minnesota Twins. So on the road, Twins are at home. White Sox are going to see a lefty. And the last time they faced J.A. Happ, they were able to beat them 4-2. The White Sox, in the 3 games that they beat the Twins, 9-3, 13-8, 4-2. Okay? They're coming off a 5-1 loss to Kansas City. They split the doubleheader 6-2 and 3-1 in the first 2 games of the series. So the hope is that we're going to see and they were off yesterday, that a day off, a chance to recharge a little bit here, and then here comes the White Sox kind of out of the gate here, big, score a bunch of runs against J.A. Happ, who has been okay, 2-1 with a 4.26 ERA. In that game against the White Sox the first time around, it wasn't like he got hit hard by any means. He went 3 1/3. Well, no, he got destroyed. What am I talking about? He got killed. Yeah, no. He got killed in that start. 3 1/3, 9 hits, 9 earned runs, 1 home run given up. Okay, we're just going to come back again here and take the White Sox on the money line at minus 104 to win the game. Hopefully they pound J.A. Happ and they come through big. Another lefty, after losing to Mike Minor, they bounce back and they hammer a lefty in J.A. Happ. Okay, half a unit, minus 104, money line bet for the White Sox to beat the Minnesota Twins for the 4th consecutive game. So we hope to see that coming up. Okay, so recap where we are. Oh, by the way, also, so there's no NBA games tonight. So what we're going to do, we're going to have player props. I'm going to tap Dan Harris, and I bring Dan Harris involved. We're going to find 2 Major League Baseball player props for you guys, all right? I've not done well in this. We have Dan and I, this connection between Dan and I, we haven't done well on this. But I'm going to try to find a prop. Dan's going to try to find some props. We're going to talk in the morning on the Discord channel, bettingpros.com/chat, or on the link that you can find on the YouTube channel for Betting Pros for us here for the Daily Juice. Hit that link, get into the Discord channel. I'll have baseball props. Maybe that Garrett Cole strikeout prop will pop in. Maybe we'll have something else that we'll give to you guys coming up for player props. But a half a unit, 2 quarter unit bets coming for Major League Baseball player props. That will happen coming up today for us here for the Daily Juice on the Discord channel. Okay, so the plays again, over 5, Nashville, Carolina, -135. Over 5.5, Avalanche, St. Louis, -115. Quarter unit on a sweep for Colorado against St. Louis at +385, and White Sox money line at -104 for a quarter unit. Sorry, for a half a unit going today in Major League Baseball props to come. I'm Matt Peralta. Follow me on Twitter at SportsTalkMatt. Every morning, it's the Daily Juice podcast right here on BettingPros.com, brought to you by BetMGM.